Thank you for coming to this session. So I'm Jane Austen, not the writer, but the SVP of Design at Contentsquare.
And I'm Vijay Mapathy. I'm a VP of Product for our AI Accelerator at Contentsquare.
But before we go any further, I want everyone just to pause and take a good look at Vijay. Look at him standing here. He is cool, not just because of the air conditioning, calm, chilled, looking totally relaxed. Could you believe that he's getting married in just over a week?
1 week.
He is so unstressed. He's so unstressed because Vijay brings order from chaos, understanding from confusion, ease from complexity, and he's bringing this energy to the talk today to tell you how we're going to be making analytics easy, and he's also bringing this energy to his role as VP of AI in Contentsquare. So we tell you all the things we're working on to make analytics super easy. But you know, there's another reason that Vijay is so chill. It's because he's done the research. They've done taste tests, they've read the vendor reviews, they've done site visits, they've looked at weather reports, they've gone and tried everything. I mean, but this is pretty normal for wedding planning, isn't it? But you know what still surprises me? This is not normal for some businesses, because you hear of so many businesses making these enormous decisions on a hunch with no insights, no data. Why is that, Vijay?
I think it's because analytics can be so hard to adopt. Let's take a look at why.
Well, we believe these are the three fundamental reasons that organizations fail to adopt analytics. They're slow and expensive to set up. You probably need a full-time analyst, and they're expensive and a bottleneck. And even if you have an analyst or not, you need teams to spend hours in formal training to get real adoption. So let's look at how we're fixing this.
So let's start with the process of getting set up. So if you saw the keynote, I was showing you this pretty quickly, but I think we can take a moment further in this session to dive a little bit deeper. So what you see here is mappings. Who in here have actually messed around with mappings in Contentsquare? And who has had fun messing around with mappings in Contentsquare? All right, a couple of you, that's good.
I need to talk to you later.
Yeah. So mappings are a way to group together, the biggest use case is to group together related pages, right? And the way you do that is you have to sit there and manually build all of these specific rules and conditions. And it's brutally painful. We also have like professional services experts that spend hours setting this up for some of our customers. And ultimately what comes out is what you see in the middle there, which is clean groupings like home, search, login, product, that you can then use to make your analysis very readable. This is like a pretty crucial part of getting to value, is being able to have glanceable, readable analysis. If you go to the next slide, as you saw in the keynote, we've been really hard at work building an AI solution for mappings, right? To help you go from wanting to do a specific analysis like grouping shoe pages by brand to just typing in natural language. And we actually have the AI do the heavy lifting of building those rules for you. And what we've seen from our beta testers is, you know, in some cases, it nails it. In other cases, it gets it 80% of the way and they have to make corrections. But I think if there's one thing for you to take away with the AI mapping assistant is it should be that novice users and experienced users can use it and get a lot of value out of it. The experienced users basically say like, you know, you did a pretty good job and you saved me a whole bunch of manual clicks to get this thing set up for the other users or the other teammates that I have who are more novice. And for the novice users, even getting 80, 90% of the way there was a lot further than they would have gotten at all on their own. And so it's been really helpful. And by the way, like the big use case here is if you have certain types of analysis you're doing, like a page comparator or a journey, and you want to understand it like in the context of, say, types of shoes, then you would apply that mapping, get the data sliced by that dimension, and then be able to answer those kinds of questions.
Great, thank you. So what we've discovered, though, is the majority of users join after this initial setup, and you don't want to put pressure on your internal analytics champions to support other people to get up and running. So my team's been working on this tailored onboarding tool that guides everyone to value, no matter their role, their level, or analytics experience. So it's a personalized onboarding tool that gets you up and running super quickly. But it's not just getting started that is tricky. Getting things finished is pretty tricky too. In particular, data warehouse solutions. Now, we know that the vast majority of our customers have been working on it for some time, with data warehouses or data lakes often seen as the central solution. But these projects can be long and complex, and we know this because you've told us. We surveyed about 1,000, I think, of our clients, and 41% of them told us they're working on data warehouse projects, but they're still not complete. And why is that? Well, it's because you need data engineers, you need developers, you need to build APIs, you need to fetch the data, transform the data, load the data, clean the data, maintain the data. It's so complicated. So how can we help with this? Well, today I am so excited to introduce Data Connect. It's available right now in beta. Sign up and get access. Data Connect removes the heavy engineering workload usually required to bring data into your warehouse. It automatically syncs clean, structured data with the data warehouses you already use, and it can even do this retroactively. So you have one connection, endless insights, zero hassle. And I mentioned I am SVP Design, and my mission at Contentsquare is to make our platform beautifully rich and easy to use. So now I'd like to talk about what we're doing to democratize data to make sure that everybody can benefit from our analytics tool. So you saw some A/B tests this morning. We're going to dive into this a little bit further. And here's a quote. Just in case anybody's struggling to see this, I'm going to read it out. And it's from Rona at Mint Mobile. And she says 30 to 40% of our time is just setting up A/B tests before we can actually get into the analysis piece. And it's really a time suck. I mean, that is a time suck, because A/B tests are powerful, but getting the insights can be painful. People just spend so much time switching tools, digging through data, connecting these endless variations, and then even more time just trying to understand what's working. So this is amazing. You can now create A/B tests directly from Contentsquare in just 3 simple steps. You name your test, you state your hypothesis, and then you describe the changes you want to make. I mean, I think this is mind-blowing. I really do. So here, for example, the click rate on our banner is low, and maybe it's because it's not visible enough. So let's do a test and experiment with trying to move it up the page. And we have an integration that takes care of creating the test in Chameleon, and their AI agent automatically designs the new version of our homepage. I'm going to say that again. It automatically designs a new version of a homepage. It's just phenomenal. And this helps increase your speed and accuracy of your web experiments so you can take advantage of revenue opportunities. And we've also allowed you to observe both of these tests directly in zoning. So here you are. You can see you're adding the URL of the page your test is running on. You say what tool. These are all the integrations that we offer. And then you want to analyze it. And here you are. You can see both examples of the page and understand what the customers are doing on each page so you can further optimize. And then you can track the performance of these A/B tests on this new, easy to use, beautiful, if I say so myself, dashboard. And it's not, talking of dashboards, we've also built that you can streamline your dashboard and your widget creation with new guided flows and a rich library of ready to use templates. This makes it even easier to build a dashboard. And we've also made the dashboard searchable and, even more importantly, shareable, which means you can bring your whole team around the insights and they can collaborate. And I think also this morning you saw our mention of our benchmark report that said that 40% of experiences are frustrating. And I don't know if you remember, but the 2 biggest reasons for this are page load time and technical errors. And it's really, really important for everybody to monitor this. But digital experience monitoring can be confusing, it can be overwhelming. So I'm also excited to show you, this is our redesign of the error analysis flow. We've made it useful, informative, super easy to use, even if you're not technical. But we believe that everyone needs to monitor these errors, the page load time, if you want to win. This is not just something you can leave to the IT team. But we also know that you need to persuade your IT team to take action sometimes. I see some nodding over there. Oh, yes. So what we've done is also quantify the size of the problem so you can use this to get your IT team to take action. Now, I really want you to try this. It's so easy to use and so powerful. And we have a free trial for everybody here today. So please talk to your CSM and get this turned on.
Yeah, I really, just like before we go on, like I do really want to emphasize how powerful digital experience monitoring really is. I think if you've been spending a lot of your time in Contentsquare and like zoning and session replays, and you're looking for all different ways to optimize content, like you may have a gold mine sitting there of just like really dumb like errors or loading issues that are actually causing real frustration. So don't sleep on that. Like if you have a chance to start this trial and at least like take a look at it, I really recommend that you do. Thanks to all the summary stuff that's come out, this is going to be a lot more approachable than if you had tried it several months ago. So yeah, please give it a try. And kind of speaking of summaries, we've also made a bunch of improvements to session replay summaries. How many of you have used session replay summaries since we launched it?
Yay!
Nice. Yeah, so we've done a whole lot there around getting you to be able to summarize a lot more. Small peek into where we're going with session replay summaries, and I'd love to get your feedback and ideas after this. Like we'll be hanging around for a little bit. We've seen a lot of people set up regular rituals to review session replay summaries. I actually think from the beginning when people were using session replay, they would have like weekly watch parties. Like that was a really common pattern that we would see. And session replay summaries are great because you can speed up that whole process and jump right to the specific moments that really matter from those replays. But yeah, I think one of the areas that we're going to be diving into in the coming months on the team that built session replay summaries is expanding to more personalized kinds of artifacts to help you take the summary and push it into other workflows that you have. So I'd love to meet with some of you if you're around and you have any thoughts or ideas on what workflows matter the most to you, what would be most helpful to take the summary from session replay summaries and push them out into the rest of what you're trying to do every day. Find me. I would love to hear your thoughts.
Definitely. And we've also added the ability to track each session down to the individual user level across the entire user journey over time in our new user lifecycle extension. And it's perfect for creating segments and then analyzing their behaviors and then taking these segments and connecting them to your marketing tools to power all sorts of campaigns. And speaking as a designer and somebody that really, really cares about, that's a strange noise, somebody that really cares about the user experience, I think support teams, customer support teams are like the unsung heroes of customer experience. And this tool is great for them because they can take it, they can dive into a user session, replay it, and see exactly what the user saw, understand what happened, and how to fix this. And how can AI make this better, Vijay?
Well, session replay summaries are a great way to make it better. One of the powerful things about the user's view is that you can see all of the sessions for an individual user, and thanks to session replay summaries and the ability to group across multiple sessions, you can tell a full story of what that user experienced end to end.
Thank you. Okay, and our user lifecycle extension also helps you understand which channels your users have come from and then what they then go on to do on your site, so you can really understand which channels are driving conversion and loyalty. And I think this is so interesting. You can also see the traffic that's coming in from Gen AI. And this is really, really important. I was astounded to discover just this year the traffic from Gen AI is up 970% across the internet. And you need to start thinking about a strategy about how to get a share of this traffic. So there's two kinds of optimization. There's generative engine optimization, and that targets AI-powered search results. It looks for like long-form content, rich, useful content with answers, whereas SEO is all about targeting those search engine results page to drive clicks. And you need a strategy for both, and you need to understand what your channel mix is and how it's working so you can develop that strategy. And this is available now in our user lifecycle extension. So I just said that Gen AI loves long-form content with rich information, clear answers. You know who else loves content like this? Your customers. And as you know, we're living in an attention economy. You're fighting for attention all the time. You're not just fighting for clicks, you're fighting for your customers' attention. And that's why I'm delighted to introduce our new visual, easy to understand attention heat maps. And this allows you to make informed decisions about ad placement and page structure really, really easily. And you can understand which parts of the page are leading to conversions and sales, or which parts aren't working hard enough. And you can use this insight to optimize your page across web and mobile. But the best way to learn analytics is to use analytics. So how are we making this easy, Vijay?
Yeah. Well, the first thing is Chat with Sense. How many of you have actually tried using Chat with Sense? Hopefully a few of you. All right, nice. We got a few hands. Hopefully we'll see a few more after this. Yeah, so Chat with Sense, we launched earlier this year. I think you saw in the keynote, we've gotten huge adoption from this. We've added support for more and more features in Chat with Sense. I think, unsurprisingly, when you go to market with something, like you maybe can't support the entire product all at once in the V1, but we've added a whole bunch of new feature support here. So we've added support for zoning, we've added support for acquisition, error analysis, and more, and users view. And so a lot more of our platform, you can now just ask a question in natural language. Chat will navigate you automatically to the right analysis module. So if you have teammates, for example, who, or you yourself, have been struggling with wondering like, well, which analysis module should I use to answer a given question, just ask the question. And Sense will actually navigate for you. And then not only will it take you there, it will go open up all the configuration menus for you, configure the analysis for you based on your question. And then it will do one step further. It will take the resulting data and it will actually explain back an answer to you in plain English, or French if your language is set to French, or other languages.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I think just like main point to take away with chat is if you're not quite sure where to start or what you can or can't do in Contentsquare, just ask and tell your teammates to do the same. And we've gone a little bit further than just chat once the clicker goes.
What am I doing here? Aha,
Great.
There we go.
So just kind of recapping what I showed you earlier today with Sense Analyst. And by the way, if any of you get a chance, please go to the product pavilion and check it out. You like literally can just start asking whatever you want. Sense Analyst is really designed for people to be able to automate entire analysis workflows. So go beyond just answering one question, but like go in with a goal. Like how do I improve conversion? Or like, what's the experience for users who dropped off? Can you explain why? Right? The same high level questions that I like to actually explain this as like if you have an intern who is like, reasonably smart and is like pretty well versed in this analytics tool and really good and fast at doing a lot of the menial repetitive workflows. Sense Analyst is kind of like a really good equivalent of that. And so think of how you would interact with that intern. You wouldn't just ask it one specific analytics question. You'd probably give it something broader. You'd give it a goal. People can also get as broad or as specific as they want with the prompts that they give to Sense Analyst. One of the things that we wanted to do when we built this was to not make it, a single cookie cutter experience. Like we wanted to create something that was expressive, that would allow you to describe what you want to do, and then give it all of the power of Contentsquare to answer your question, and to give you really clear narrative form next steps. You'll see us in the coming months leaning much more with Sense Analyst into narrative form communication of insights. Hopefully not only in text, we'll be teaching Sense Analyst how to draw some things, which I'm really excited about. And we'll also be working on ways to help Sense Analyst take action for you outside of Contentsquare and other tools. So if you have ideas, come find me. Would love to hear them. If you have workflows that you're doing where you think something like Sense Analyst could help save you time, please reach out. I'd love to hear about those workflows and how we can help.
So to wrap up, Vijay?
Yeah. I think like a quick reminder of some of the things that we've shown you here today, right? We showed you Sense, right? Which is designed to make analytics approachable for everybody and to help navigate you to the right places to get you the right answers.
We also showed you User Lifecycle Extension, which allows you to understand acquisition and behavior over time. It helps you optimize your channel mix and your on-site experience. And if you haven't tried it, try it. Don't walk, run, talk to your CSM manager, get the free trial switched on. Errors. We also showed you errors. Remember, the biggest causes of frustration and the biggest cause of lost revenue are technical errors and page load speed, and everybody needs to be on top of this. So we've made a really easy tool to help you understand what's going on, even if you're not technical, and it quantifies the impact so you can get your IT team to take action. And again, we're offering a free trial of this because we really believe understanding your errors is so important. And finally, Data Connect. You can export our data simply and easily and then use it to enrich behavioral segmentation to power marketing and personalization. And it's now in beta. Please try this out as well. And also, as Vijay was saying, we really, really want to hear from you. What we're showing you here is how to talk to your customers or how to understand your customers. You're our customers. And I love coming to these events because I get to meet people that are using our tool. And Vijay and I genuinely want to hear from you. So we're going to be in the Sense Lounge. Come and talk to us. If you can't see us today, find out another way to talk to us because we want to understand how we can make your life easier and how we can use AI and really beautiful, rich design to help you help your customers. So thank you. And I really look forward to talking to you all later. Thank you.
Cheers.
Or Jane, we have some time for questions.
Yeah.
We've got,
I can take this one if you want.
Yeah, sorry, did you go?
Yeah. So the Chameleon was the first integration that we built like that. We're probably going to be looking at other additional ways to build integrations like that in the future. Like for example, like more and more of these A/B testing platforms are adopting MCP. So that's like another route that we're looking at taking. So yeah, expect to see more like this soon. I think part of this is that there's like two pieces to the puzzle. One is a big one is the experimentation platforms supporting the ability to create an experiment with a prompt. And then the other side of it is us being able to generate said prompt with an idea. And you need both to really make that happen. So we set up that integration to show you what that could look like with one provider, but there's like a whole ecosystem to build out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before you answer, I'm going to repeat your question so those watching at home can understand. So your question was, can you say it again a bit louder?
That's okay. So the question was like, how can we give Sense Analyst more context about the business to make it more personalized and smarter? First of all, love this question. We are actually looking at personalization right now actively across all of Sense. And so we are in kind of like a research phase of figuring out exactly what those dimensions are. So please find me after because I want to hear your data point of what you'd like to put in. But just to give you an idea of like some of the things that we're looking at is like broad general text inputs of like context about initiatives that you have. We're also looking at, for example, like using MCP to pull in context from other places. Like you saw an example with Jira that was like inside Claude, but we can build the same things in our platform. So I think there's like a lot of different directions that we're going to explore here, but it's pretty early days. Right now with Sense Analyst, like it has what Contentsquare has. We're not pulling anything else from anywhere else yet, but soon.
Good. Any more questions? There's one down here. Yeah.
Okay, so the question was, does session replay summaries have the ability to report on dynamic variables and the values of those variables? I don't think typically we do that in session replay summaries. I think typically in session replay summaries, like it will focus on things like pages where people spent a lot of time. Like, are you talking about like treating a page with different values of dynamic variables as two different pages? Oh. Yeah, we should talk a little bit after, because I wonder if session replay summaries is not quite the right tool for that versus like product analytics. But yeah, I think there may be other tools for doing like a full quantitative breakdown of like what are the values that you're seeing most in those variables. Have you used like product analytics or Heap? Yeah, that might actually be like so we have a feature in there called usage over time, but it's actually a lot more than just usage over time. You can use it to kind of create whatever breakdowns you want of how often something is showing up of a given property value. So I think that might be a little bit more down the alley of answering the question you want.
Because I think there was somebody over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question was, does Sense have, or Session Replay Summaries have the ability to do date comparisons? Sense Analyst does. So one of the many analysis tools that are at the disposal of Sense Analyst is reading Session Replay Summaries. And so you can actually tell it, go take a chunk of sessions from like this week, go take another chunk of sessions from this week, summarize what happened and tell me the difference. And so Sense Analyst will be able to do something like that. In the Session Replay Summaries feature on its own, currently we don't natively support like side-by-side comparisons, but that's a really good idea, and I would love to hear more about your use cases.
Okay. There's a question in the front here.
Sure. Yeah, so examples for, yeah, go for it, please.
Yeah. So the question was, do we have any use cases for Data Connect? So what we've been seeing are people taking our data, and that's behavioral data, and then ingesting that and then enriching it with like proprietary data, perhaps if it's a bank. So they have data which is like entirely ring-fenced, but they're able to take our data, enrich it, and then they're able to send very specific targeted emails that they wouldn't normally be able to generate. So it's a combination of behavioral data and the financial data that they hold on their customers. So we're seeing quite a bit of that combination of proprietary information and behavioral data to drive personalization and marketing. Mostly, that's the key use cases we've seen.
We have time for one more question.
Yes? So the question was, we showed user Lifecycle extension, and it had some journey traffic coming in from GPT and Gen AI, and could we then sort of map it into the full? Yes, that's what the tool does. It does it for any kind of marketing channel and any kind of marketing mix, but now we've added the Gen AI to it. So in the same way that you'll be able to track coming in from SEO and then seeing which channels lead to the best conversion or retention, this is just another channel in the mix.
Same idea. You can filter for it exactly the same way and track it to conversion.
Yeah. So the gentleman said if it's like an SEO campaign or an ad campaign, and Vijay said yes, it's the same idea. Thank you. I think we're done. So come and see us. We'll be in the Sense booth. We're dying to talk to you. But thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, everyone.